The House is planning to vote this week. Senate's $4 trillion budget paving the way for tax reform. Earlier, I spoke to House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Congressman McCarthy, thank you for joining us. Good to see you.
Oh, good to see you, and thanks for having me.
All right, so the big news is the vote on the budget this week happening in the House. Will it pass?
Yes, it will pass, and a vote for the budget is a vote to move tax reform forward. And what's so important here to realize that the House is taking the Senate budget, and the Senate made some changes in there for the House. That speeds up tax reform by more than 2 weeks. So it starts the process faster so we can get this done this year to really help the hardworking taxpayers of America be able to keep more of their own money.
You know, there's a lot of pretty aggressive timelines out there. You're suggesting at this point, if it passes in the House tomorrow, which you expect that it will do, what does the timing look like? There's Thanksgiving estimates out there by some, including the president. Paul Ryan said by Christmas. If it's not, we work over Christmas. When exactly does this get done?
The first and most important thing is to make sure we get it right. This is something that we haven't been working on just a few months. We've been working on it for years because we've been so far behind on our tax code that it's hurt American businesses around the world, and especially small businesses. So what's happening is Ways and Means is preparing to unveil the bill, and when they do, we'll start the process. It'll take them time to mark the bill up in committee, and then it'll come to the floor. But we are committed, and I'm committed to make sure this House stays in until we get this bill done.
So what does it look like as you start to hash out some of the details of this plan, knowing that we've really only been able to get a look at the framework of it? Where do you start first?
Well, the first part you should look at is what happens to the American individual. Currently today, if you're a single American, the first $6,000 you have is tax-free. Now it will be $12,000. As a couple, that'll go to $24,000. Look at small business as the biggest job creator. Yeah. We lower that tax to 25%, the lowest it's been in 80 years. And then when you look at American corporations competing around the world with the highest rate, that goes to 20.
Yeah, and obviously we've seen a lot of optimism out there, including the stock market. A lot of hopes that this gets done, and a lot of hopes that it does benefit everyone in this country. That being said, there's a lot of distraction this week, a lot of tweets from the president back and forth, Senator Corker being one of them. Paul Ryan at the GOP news conference yesterday saying, let's talk about what matters. Listen to this.
The fact is, we have a historic chance of actually fixing this tax code, giving people pay raises, and getting the American economy growing at the rate where we can actually get bigger paychecks, more take-home pay, a healthier economy. That's what matters. So all this stuff you see on a daily basis on Twitter this and Twitter that, forget about it.
There is a lot of stuff out there. Could this be a continued distraction for your party?
Look, I'll tell you, in the House, we're putting people before politics. This is too important for all Americans. This is an American tax bill. This helps all Americans get a tax cut. So we put this first, and we won't let any distraction get in the way of getting the job done.
And the president tweeting this morning, working hard on the biggest tax cut in U.S. history. A great support from so many sides. Big winners will be the middle class, business, and jobs. So it looks like the president feels like momentum is on his side right now. Congressman McCarthy, I want to get to this House vote on sanctions against Hezbollah and as well as Iran. You say these moves are in line with the president's vow to crack down on the Islamic Republic's non-nuclear malign activities. What is happening with this?
Well, we will vote on that today, but yesterday we just moved sanctions on North Korea. And what we did is we changed the name of that bill to Warm Beer. This is the American that North Korea actually murdered simply because he was an American. We've got to make sure these regimes are put into place, that their nuclear weapons they cannot continue to build to send to America. Today we'll take up Iran, and this is exactly what the president's talking about. This is looking at what is Iran doing around the world. Well, they're funding terrorism. They're giving the money to Hezbollah to kill individuals and fund terrorism around the world. And we're putting an end to that, continuing to put the sanctions and the pressure on, so they understand that America, one, will be strong in the process, but two, we will not continue to put up with their actions around the world to make it unsafe.
The deadline looms on fixing the Iran deal. The president says if it doesn't get fixed, he's withdrawing from it. A few seconds left. Does the president stay in that deal?
Well, we need to fix that. That is a bad deal for the entire world. And look what has happened since that deal has been made by the past president. I think President Trump is correct. You look around the world to what Iran has been doing, from in Syria with Assad to Hezbollah, the funding of what they're doing, and the testing of their own ballistic missiles. I think that needs to stop, and the president is correct for his actions.
On a busy week, Congressman McCarthy, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
Good stuff there. Watch all of